Welcome to The Five. In this podcast, we have open and lively conversations, everything from movies, science, politics, and culture. We're open conversations about the mundane, the everyday life, perplexing topics, and laugh out loud moments with the bestest people around. We hope you stick around and enjoy the company of The Five.
That's what these protests are gonna end up doing, dude.
They're gonna incite martial law.
Like that governor that said, oh, because of these protests, she's gonna extend the quarantine, the lockdown. That's only gonna piss people off. People already on the fringes of society.
Dude, they're blocking weight. They're causing.
So what do you guys think about the protests? Do you guys agree with it or no?
I mean, honestly, it's like I have like mixed feelings, because
me too.
At the same, first and foremost, they're practicing. They're not practicing. They are, what do you call it? They're doing. Oh, Jesus Christ, brain fart.
They're putting into practice their legal
exercising.
Rights.
Yeah, there you go. They're exercising their legal right to protest.
Yeah, but I mean, there's a really good time to protest, and there's no good time.
There's a certain degree as to whether or not to protest, especially in this time of quarantine. I think. I mean,
because I can see where it is that people think, my right to assemble freely is being infringed upon. But at the same time, it's like, okay, but the government himself is telling you that there's health warnings being laid out so that you don't infect not only yourself,
but all those around
you, people around you and your loved ones.
But yet there they go. We want to get a haircut.
Oh, I honestly thought the ones that were popping up like that, I thought they were legit photoshops. But I guess not.
No, dude, they really they are holding signs that says, I want a haircut. I want my nails done. I need to provide for
women.
Women.
It was dudes,
simps.
like biker looking dudes
and simpas.
Really? Jesus Christ!
Everyone
is
protesting like that.
Even though they're exercising their right to protest, I mean, seeing how things are right now, it's just they just stay home. Wait until everything just we'll go over the curve, and make sure that everything is just safe to go. But
they're just. They're here on Fox News, but I know Fox News is not really much of a reliable source. But it says there's an article here that was published about 2 days ago by Julia Mostas. It says Liberate Minnesota protester organizer who says we want our rights restored despite the coronavirus. Like, what the hell? Like, don't you know that everything's a health hazard right now?
I know. I mean, I can see why smaller states that have fewer cases would act like, okay, the coastal cities are overblowing this and they're making the rest of us pay for it. But at the same time, it's like, dude, just follow what the health officials are saying.
Considerate. That's what I think.
Yeah, there you go. You should be a little bit more considerate. It's not just about you needing a haircut or freaking being a gun-toting patriotic American. There's nothing wrong with that. You're exercising your right to to do that. But when you start putting everyone else's safety and health at risk, like there was a picture of a nurse standing in front of the protesters and he was blocking the protesters.
Yeah,
I saw that.
Yeah. And
the reason why he was blocking them was so that they could not block the entrance, like to the for the ambulances. So it's like, okay, you see, this is the problem. Yeah, you can assemble and protest all you want, but now you're messing with people who are seriously at risk. Like they're heading to the hospital, and if there was an emergency, now you're impeding on.
Now they're gonna die because of you.
Right.
Dude, I heard that there was a person who either they did or they almost passed while being in the ambulance on their way to the hospital in the middle of the whole protest.
Why? Because there's so much traffic.
No,
probably
they headed straight into gridlock with all of these protesters on the streets.
Did any of them happen here in California, like in LA?
Newport Beach.
Oh, Huntington Beach, huh?
Oh yeah, the Huntington Beach. Yeah.
He said,
People are saying that freaking Huntington Beach is the Florida of the West Coast.
Yeah, seriously. Did you see all the?
They're
videos?
always on the freaking news, like Huntington Beach protesters, freaking. Oh.
Oh, well, talking about the protesters, I mean, I think Florida, they opened the beaches
too soon.
and they said that they were gonna try and try to control the crowds, but like at midday, the beaches were filled out already.
Yes.
Seriously, dude.
Did you see the pictures that they had posted online?
Yeah,
Dude,
I'm like, these
complete,
stupid idiots, man.
and they're over there partying and shit.
They were the same ones, like a couple weeks ago, no?
If I get
spring
corona,
break,
I get
Yeah.
corona.
But you know what? I think, like I've always said it, and I've told you, Jose, Trump needs to really watch his mouth whenever he's
Dude.
talking about stuff like this, because
yes,
he literally, I think it was like last week on Thursday, I think it was. I saw the press conference, and he literally said all the states that have been, I guess, have passed the curve are way over the curve. They're okay to literally open tomorrow.
yeah.
I'm like, really, dude? This is why these people are going crazy with the process and
Because they
stuff like
think
that.
it's an executive order of saying
Yeah.
that you guys are granted access to open everything up.
Basically, they feel, well, if the
Then it's
president
true.
says it,
Then it's
I
true.
should be okay.
It's fucking
Yeah, but I mean,
You see that's the beauty of being a federation of states. Sure, the president could say one thing, but you know what? If a governor or the mayor of your city says, "No, we have an executive
Exactly.
order that you cannot do that," then that's the immediate one that you have to follow.
yeah, the states.
That's why people are saying, "Oh, the governors are doing so much better than the president." I'm like, exactly.
At the end of the day, that's
yes. I'm
they
like,
fall
this
from
is
them.
exactly why we have freaking the way this country is built. I'm like, because we don't want one person ruling every single one of us. No, if yeah, sure, he'll be the final voice on some big things. I'm like, but for the majority of situations, Lord forbid, like situations like what we're experiencing now, it's up to local officials to tell us what to do.
They're the ones who have to gain control of their city, of their state, and their people.
I mean, honestly, I know we criticize Newsom, but I think he's been doing a good job.
Dude, yeah. Honestly, I've been completely amazed with him and Este El Cuomo.
They both.
Yeah, and the mayor, I mean, here Garcetti, he's been doing great.
He's been keeping it chill.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's why you haven't heard me shit talk anything. Because I'm like, they're actually doing a good job. I'm like, shit, they're doing a really good job.
And they're not taking everything literal as far as when it comes to the president talking.
Yeah, they're not taking like personal jabs. They're just like letting it pass.
they're literally cooperating with everything.
Yeah, and they're looking.
And that's how it should be.
Yeah, and not only that, but they're keeping updated as far as stats.
Yeah, and I like that they do press conferences daily on a daily basis, and I keep trying to keep up with them, but sometimes it just gets like way too much. Yeah,
And they're too long.
but I do agree that he's been doing very good. Newsom, that is.
Yeah. What are you, a libtard?
No, I mean you gotta give credit where credit's due.
I'm just joking. I just wanted to say that.
I know. I'm like, what is he gonna say? I'm gonna.
Well, there you have it, Tono. You maybe freaking pop my gasket.
There you go.
No. They've definitely done a really good job. I
That's
think
what it
so.
says in Los Angeles Times. It says Governor Gavin Newsom on Monday acknowledged that pressure from Californians and local governments is building to modify the statewide stay-at-home order carried out to stem to spread of the coronavirus. But he said restrictions will remain in place until the threat to public health subsides and adequate testing and other safeguards are implemented. See, those are the words of a wise man right there.
Yep. One of the nurses where I work, he said that he's like I'm fine. He's like, if you want to go back to work, he's like, but I'm not gonna feel comfortable if the testing and the vaccines aren't available to everyone. He's like I would feel more comfortable if everyone around me would have already gotten the vaccine or kind of already gone past the virus itself, and then we could all go back to work.
At least until it's at a
But that vaccine, how long is gonna take?
Exactly. That's what I told him. I'm like, dude, that's probably years from now. He's like, no. He's like, I know. He's like, wishful thinking. He's like, but still, he's like, even if they did the testing, he's like, I'll be okay with that.
Yeah.
Like in, I believe in Costa Rica or in Chile, I think. I think in Chile is where they're doing like immunity pass cards or something.
Really?
Where if you've been given if you've been tested and you're fine, then you're given like a card to say that you're okay to go.
What?
To go back to work and stuff.
Really?
Also, they have a test already over there?
I think so. Like like their own things to do.
In Chile?
I think it's Chile or Costa Rica. It's one of those.
Most likely, I think it's gonna be Costa Rica.
But see, that's another thing. Like, imagine, okay, movie wise, did you guys see Contagion when all this was happening?
No, I haven't seen it.
Dude, Contagion is such a good movie to give you like a more of a realistic look of what we were like. What I feel we were on the verge of actual happening. Like, we never got to the point, like, to the tipping point of, like, societal collapse, of people freaking out to the point where, there's, lawlessness everywhere.
It's actually a really good
But,
layout, I would think. Especially what's going on right now.
Have you guys seen how things are going in Peru?
No, I've not been aware.
Pictures that have shown that people are being throwing their dead on the beach, on the streets.
In Ecuador too.
What?
Burning them.
Ecuador too.
Yeah, Ecuador.
Really?
Yeah.
They've been doing it.
It's
a
crazy.
lot, especially in the Ecuador, Peru. I think also there are a couple of them in Africa también that they're also doing the same thing.
I think I read somewhere that where it stated that if the virus would have hit South America as bad as it did New York and Northern America, that shit literally would have hit the fan.
Oh yeah,
like a whole lot worse.
I don't think they're prepared.
No, that's exactly what they're saying. Like health, like infrastructure, healthcare system. That like those countries are not prepared for it. What happened to us? And they're like, if stuff really would have like happened like that, he's like, borders would have been closed immediately. He's like, I'm pretty sure that there would have been what do you call it? Not the army, the National Guard at the borders.
Oh yeah, definitely. I mean, just right now, I wouldn't say there are a few cases, but there are a handful of cases down in Central and South America. But even so, I mean, they're just barely getting started into the whole pandemic frenzy. I mean, we're already in there for quite some time now, but
I know El Salvador didn't have any for a couple of weeks.
Yeah, because the person who's been doing what he's supposed to be doing.
My dad, when like maybe like 3-4 weeks ago, he's like, ¿ves? El Salvador hasta lo hizo más que estos gringos. And I'm like, Dad,
I'm serious. I mean, I'm really impressed with.
I'm like, yeah, that's because they closed the border. And freaking Jen was like, yeah, freaking if President Trump would have closed the borders that soon, he's like, everyone would have called him a racist. I'm like, they did call him a racist.
They did.
Either way.
They did.
And that's why I told my dad, I'm like, that's literally what Trump was saying, and everyone was calling him a racist.
Well, I mean, he didn't really close the borders because he didn't. He only stopped the travel from China.
But even though they still call him racist.
True.
Kind of virus.
Yeah, that's what I'm getting at. Like, yeah, he said that he was gonna do a travel ban, which I mean, like you said, he really didn't. But it was the idea that even though he even proposed it was seen as a bad thing. Mm-hmm. But other countries do the same thing, and they're like, they're doing a great job.
Exactly.
Give the man the credit.
And that's the thing. That's like, another thing that really has ticked me off was this whole of how the WHO,
mm-hmm. how
they really were. I feel like they're just so much neglect happened between the time frame of trying to tell them, we have found no trace of human to human, infection, or that it can't spread from human to human, and then all of a sudden they're saying, we trust the the Chinese officials to say, you know, whatever.
What?
And then a couple of days later, boom, it's a pandemic.
Yeah. What about the situation with Taiwan?
Oh, that whole what the guy's like, what's the question? Next question.
What the hell?
Is that what you're talking about?
Are you
Yeah.
talking about Taiwan or the Philippines?
I mean,
No, Taiwan. That they
Taiwan,
don't. The WHO doesn't want anything to do with Taiwan.
Oh yeah.
that they don't want to acknowledge Taiwan's sovereignty,
Right.
and that China is pretty much imposing their governance onto the Taiwanese people. I've heard from several places that what leaders of of Western countries need to do is acknowledge that Taiwan is a free place. But if that happens, then China could be like, okay, fine, F you all.
Mm-hmm.
And that's a problem.
Who knows? An all-out war can also look hard too. Just by
And apparently, did Taiwan close their borders?
Yeah, they did.
They
They
did,
immediately from what I've been reading, it says that they shut them down and they didn't let anyone from China specifically come.
I just want to make a correction. You're right, Jose. I think it's Chile who did the immunity cards. Yeah, the immunity passport.
That I can see?
Yeah, they said that will allow recovered coronavirus patients to break free from lockdown to get back to work.
Oh well.
Santiago, Chile.
You see, like that's just like back to the whole like martial law that we're talking about. That's just, I don't know. It could seem like something good, but at the same time, that if the governments of those countries are start to do that, or let's say that we had, Lord forbid, we had a centralized government here that it was, one party all the time and one ruler forever, shit would literally hit the fan because people would feel threatened. Now, they would actually feel like their rights are being infringed on. Like, oh, I can't go out. No, where's your pass or identification? I need to see your identification. Even to walk the street.
You know what? That's what's happening in the Philippines with their new president, the dictator.
He's literally killing people
that go against the quarantine order.
Yep. Yeah, I saw that.
And he's given authorization to all law enforcement.
Okay, you guys remember a couple years ago when I was like low key for him, like when he's saying, "Oh, any drug dealers, we're just gonna kill him." And I'm like, okay, fine, drug dealers, cartels, fine, go for him. But now, like, he's just killing his own citizens too. So I'm like, never mind, I rescind my offer.
No, but I feel
yeah, that's crazy.
I think I agree with you, Jose, about what you were saying about the whole martial law coming to order. Because if that's what they're doing in the Philippines, I imagine what it can be within the next month or so. It's gonna get,
especially them, and especially knowing the guy that they have, the kind of government
he's an iron fist. That's what he is.
Yeah,
and if that can happen over there, over here, obviously they're not going to apply that, as far as killing someone that's on the street coming out.
Yeah, getting something like that done here in the U.S. is hard because you have your checks and balances. That's the main reason why we have that, so that one person just doesn't seize all power. Which brings me to the fact that it really pissed me off when Mr. Trump, I think it was a couple of days ago, when he was, I don't know if you guys heard when he was in his briefing, but he was like, I have total power.
Oh my God, yeah.
Did you guys see that?
Yeah.
When they're like, oh, well, the governors, we're going to, total power. I kind of like the final say, I'm like, dude, come on.
That's what I'm telling you. Shut up. Yeah, exactly.
Shut up. I'm like, you're doing so good. I'm like,
sometimes it seems like he just...
he sabotages himself.
Yeah,
he's setting himself up.
Hell?
That's what I told Jen. I'm like, dude, from the beginning, he's been 2 steps forward, 3 steps back. 2 steps forward. I'm like, so instead of taking 2 steps forward, I'm like, he's only taking half a step every time. I'm like, that's why it's taking him so damn long. All the time.
and then when he's doing the conferences, he repeats himself so much. He goes
but that's
back
just the way he talks,
back and back and back. I'm like, dude, just move on to the next topic.
He deroutes the question that they ask him and just switches it to a different thing. Man. But yeah, like I was saying, so, I
crazy.
mean, if like in the Philippines, since that's what they have. Like I said, the Iron Fist. He's killing people on the streets. Over here, they're not going to do the same, of course, because it's a different system. But I'm pretty sure that with all of these people that are disobeying the stay-at-home order, it's getting to that. I mean, like I told you last time. I mean, besides the fact that they searched me in here and in West Hollywood, I mean, other than that, I saw other.
Oh yeah, tell us your experience. That's why we're talking about this in the
What
first
happened
place.
is that I was on my way out of work, and right on the hill of the of the driveway, I came out and there were sheriff vehicles all over the place, and they asked me where I was coming from. Did I have anyone in the car? They asked me to open the trunk. They actually searched me to see if I had anything on me. And once they let me go, I went down the street. As soon as I got onto La Cienega, they stopped me again to do the same procedure. While I was looking around, there was the whole street of Santa Monica, La Cienega, and going eastbound on Santa Monica and westbound as well. It was completely empty. They were searching every single person. They were blocking off streets, and from what I can see on heading westbound, it looked like as if the whole street was closed off for a parade. Like that's
For
what it seemed
parade?
like everything. Yeah.
Oh, that's what it seemed
like. Everything was just closed off completely. There were no cars coming in or out, or going anywhere. And not only that, but I actually saw online that a couple friends we were talking back and forth, and they also stated that somewhere around in South LA, West LA, and east of Los Angeles también, like heading towards El Monte and all those places, they were also doing the same thing.
You know what? That same day that you said that, we Anna and I went out to do some errands, and right here on where I live on Melrose, there, like, literally we were right at the light on Armour, and there was a bunch of police cops riding and stopping right like on Kingsley and Melrose, I think.
Stopping people randomly?
No. They had someone there. I don't know if they were chasing that person or something, but they were guns out, and police were coming all the way from everywhere. I'm like, what the hell is going on? And then I'm like, I told Anna, Moises told me that they're doing this, where he's at right now, and probably something happened. I don't know.
See, the thing is that what made it more confusing for me is, why the hell were they telling everyone to remove their masks and open their vehicles?
Yeah, that's weird. That's when you told me that. I'm like, are you sure they were even cops? But then you told me that there was multiple squad
all over
cars.
the place, and they were telling people, remove your mask, search the car, and
they're probably searching for someone.
But not only that, even if they were to,
They can't do that unless they have reasonable. Yeah, that.
But not only that, but the thing that
you shouldn't go. You should have gone. I don't answer questions.
I know my rights.
I plead the fifth. Burn some rubber. It's him.
I don't have to know costs.
Oh man. Right.
No, but the thing that I found so perplexed is the fact that not only was it in West Hollywood, it was Santa Monica, South LA, West LA, East LA. It was all over the place. And from what I was talking to my colleagues, is that there were always helicopters all over the place.
That's one thing also that I've noticed around here too.
It's multiple, and here and from what I was told, is that not only did they block the streets with the squad cars, they also roadblocks, like complete cement roadblocks all over the place. So in my mind, I'm like, is this an exercise?
Probably.
Like a drill.
What's to come within the next month or so? Because not only is it here in California, it's happening all over the states here in the U.S.
Yeah, look at that story about that. We call it that dad and his daughter. The dad was arrested for being at the park, I think.
Oh yes, I saw that one. I was reading about that. Yeah.
like I know, like honestly, I tend to take always the side of cops because the majority of the time they are in the right. But I'm like, come on now, like really, you're gonna arrest him for being at the park? Like even if it's just him and his daughter.
Well, the thing is that he is not following the stay-at-home orders.
Yeah, I know.
But see,
I know.
but no.
I mean, even the parks and national parks are closed.
That I gotta take.
Everything.
Yeah, so
we can't go to the park. We can't go to the parks here. Not even to the
Exactly,
Indian
so
park right
why-
here down the street.
So why risk it and go to somewhere that
I
you're
do
not allowed?
understand you, and that I do agree.
Es que la pinche gente no entiende, dude. They really don't.
More. How do you call it? How do you say it? They should be more abiding as far as obeying that order. You know, but the thing.
Some people
You see,
just don't get it.
but others will tell you. You see, this is all they want. This is exactly what they want. They're just trying to scare you they're just trying to scare us. There's nothing wrong. Because believe me, over there where I work, I get multiple of those a day.
Mm-hmm.
This whole coronavirus is just out of control. I don't think it's real that bad. I mean, you don't think it's bad? Go to a crowded place, wear a mask, start coughing, and see what happens. I'm like, people they're gonna start jumping on you.
Somebody call the doctor.
Yeah, it's true.
And it's always the geezers.
The boomers.
No, dude, seriously, freaking viejitos have been the absolute worst in this situation. I'm the one that didn't I tell you that, Mike?
Like that.
Seriously,
Example
dude.
one.
That's why I was making fun of him. I'm like, what are you, a communist? I'm like, freaking, why are you listening to propaganda from the Chinese government?
What?
Because he was listening. You know how he listens to his videos.
Mm-hmm.
Well, you haven't been tortured yet. So.
I think
Lupita and I, we've been tortured.
I've been tortured too, bro.
Help!
My dad sends it to me all the time on Facebook.
Okay, no, send it to you. At least you don't have to open it. We're here at the house.
You have to hear it.
Yes, but last time he was listening to some Hispanic guy on YouTube saying, aplauso le doy a China por tener, for basically, doing what they have to do, for keeping the deaths low. Aquí en los Estados Unidos no puede ser hecho. I'm like, I looked at him because that low key pissing me off, dude. That really always does low key pissing me off when people are listening to like propaganda like that. And I'm like, Dad, really?
But I thought you said it was Chinese.
No, he was listing like Chinese sources.
Got it.
And he was praising the Chinese government for all their hard work that they're doing, that they're keeping the deaths low, the cases low. I'm like, really, Dad? I'm like, seriously? I'm like, that's freaking. You really think that the Chinese government is gonna let the rest of the world know the truth of what's going on?
I mean, they've been heading since the beginning, so
yeah. I'm like, you really think that they only have that they have just 2,000 deaths?
I call that bullshit.
Like
what?
Really 24? I'm like 2,400.
Is that
deaths?
what you said? 2,000?
Yes. This was like 3 weeks ago. I'm like,
Still,
you really
that
only
wasn't
think that they
2,000
have? Yeah. I'm like, you really only think that they have like 2,400 deaths?
Have you seen the
I'm like,
counts?
seriously,
from, like,
Dad?
About a month ago, they said that they had about 79,000, probably even more than that, and like the recovery was 63,000, and like their deaths were like 3,000 or something. They're like, what the fuck?
Oh, so it was upside down.
So it should be the other way around.
Exactly.
I don't know. I just as of now, it like. Yeah, people need to be careful on what kind of stuff they listen to, because especially if it's praising governments like that. Like I told my dad, I'm like, you're gonna trust a government that throws your own Christian brothers and sisters to concentration camps because they can't read the Bible? I'm like, that's the same one that you're praising right now, that they only have 2,400 deaths. I'm like, come on.
Exactly.
I'm like, don't listen to
They're
that
only
crap.
fabricating the news.
Yeah.
I think it was the same guy that was talking about the New World Order.
Oh god.
that your comadre
She
said
sent me that
boy,
one too, man.
She didn't even say you happy
Dude,
birthday.
I swear to God, on my birthday, you know what she sent me?
No, comadre, madrina.
There you go. Sorry.
I'm like,
Madrina.
comadre.
Madrina.
Madrina means
I get it mixed
grandmother, for those who don't know. But dude, she said
They know.
a conspiracy video instead of saying happy birthday.
Maybe because you know you like that
How does
stuff.
she know me?
Maybe she listens to the 5.
Oh, wait.
Some
Maybe she was
topics.
giving us topics to talk about.
There you go.
Manuela,
Yeah, take it as that.
Yeah, dude, but the video that he was listening to was like, hay que tener cuidado. You know, dicen that they're gonna have, you know, the vaccine is gonna be implanted into us and it's gonna be a chip.
That's what I've been
like,
listening to. That's what
my
I've been
coworker,
hearing.
freaking my coworker, when he first got her, he's like, do you like conspiracy stuff? Give me your best ones. Let's go. So for like the last month, we've been talking about 5G.
Dude,
So what do you think about that?
yeah,
That's another
topic.
topic for another. Yeah, that's another segment. but as far as martial law, I mean, they've already applied it in Latin America. I would say so, right? Yeah,
Yeah, like in Guatemala.
Yeah,
That's what they have.
Have it, I think they moved it out like 2 hours or so difference. It was from 4 to 4. The martial law order. Now it's at 6 to 4, something like that. Over 4 to 6. Something. I don't know.
Yeah, like even here at the by here where I live, there's been a whole lot more patrol cars patrolling the streets,
Dude,
especially
yes.
at night. And like you said, helicopters
Constantly.
more than usual. Like typically you'll see like maybe a couple during the week, but now
Dude,
it's like
not only that.
consistently. Like you'll see them hover, like especially like where I kind of know where parks are, like up by the mountains. They hover there, and then they go somewhere else,
Just
and then
last
boom,
night,
to like.
there was I mean, it's been like this for the last couple of, I would say, last handful of nights for the past couple of weeks. But there's always been a helicopter, or at least a variety of helicopters passing at a specific time here in Hollywood, and they've been.
You should start taking notes.
They go over our area completely, and they hover for about 30 minutes or so. And no,
Dude, they're probably looking for your ass. They already checked you.
That's the guy.
Uh-huh. It's that black man right there. That Chinese black man.
the blackenings.
Which one? The gay dude.
That was an easy find, man.
Okay. Anyway.
Yes, offend you.
No, I'm trying to get onto the topic.
Okay, sorry, Mike.
Okay.
Anyways, so they go from this
Continue.
area, they go close to around like Beverly area. On here on Rossmore and Beverly, and then they go all the way around, and they go to Griffith Park.
Oh yeah.
Well, I mean, they have to.
Yeah. Did you not see freaking couple weeks ago all those morons just hiking like there's no
But
tomorrow?
at the late hour, dude, it was like 1:00 in the morning.
Yes, people would do that.
And, aren't they? Don't they
do
close
Griffith
Griffith
Park.
Park?
You know, people will get through, man.
Yeah, but you can, dude. You can literally take your bike it all the way up there, and then hike.
Hell
for the rest
no!
of the
With
night.
all those coyotes in there, I ain't going in there.
People are crazy, man. Wherever you guys live, or maybe you guys observe, have you guys noticed that police cars they go even through drive-throughs
Yes,
to make sure,
they
like
have
parking lots?
I haven't seen it like that, but I've
No?
seen a lot of
Yeah.
cops going by.
Yeah, last time we were getting something late for the kids, and yeah, like 2-3 police cars, woo, right back of us, like just patrolled, went across the street, patrolled.
Well, that's a good thing.
Yeah, that's what I told. That's what I told Jen. I'm like, well, I'm like, honestly, I'm like, this makes me feel safe.
Yeah.
Because I know that at least they are actually patrolling us and making sure that there's no idiots trying to do something bad.
Yeah. Did you hear that the crime rate dropped? I think
Yeah, but
somewhere.
domestic violence has soared.
Holy crap.
I read that, dude. I read that somewhere like, yeah, the freaking violence has dropped, but domestic violence has gone like up to like 200%.
I mean, is it really that bad? Oh my God. I guess people really need their space, huh?
Yes. Poor people, man.
People do need their space, dude.
It's good.
Poor people. Your people, my boy.
That's Becky's people. What are you talking about?
No, because I mean, Josue's saying that people is already getting fed up being so close to each other, pretty much. Right? Isn't that what you're saying?
Yeah. Well, look at the protest. That's only a small. That's only a small fringe of the population. Sure. But another thing, when Trump makes comments like, "Oh, they were doing the right thing," that's like, come on, dude. Yeah. Like, why do you have to do this? Come on.
He's just putting more wood to the fire.
Yes, I'm like, what's gonna happen now is next week, freaking starting Friday. Now we're gonna see more. Like, don't you guys remember during the election year 2016, fucking all those riots that were happening in colleges because of hate speech and this that. I'm like,
in Texas, literally,
yes, and
Dallas.
UC Berkeley, remember? Yeah. Oh yeah, also with this Obama and Black Lives Matter. Remember?
Yeah.
That shit, dude. Honestly, 2016 was fucking insane. Yeah. I don't think I'd ever experienced something like that. I mean, besides now, but this is something different.
Yeah, it got bad.
Yeah, because I remember us thinking like, dude, are they gonna like postpone the elections? I specifically remember you asking that. You think Obama's gonna postpone the elections because of this violence? And obviously, stuff quiet down, but still, even like con el creepy Uncle Joe.
Creepy Uncle Joe. Joe Biden. Joe Biden.
And Joe Biden. I low-key feel bad for him.
I don't.
I feel bad for him because I'm like, imagine if that was my grandpa.
But he's not, so
I know. That's what I'm saying. Just imagine. I don't want him to be my grandpa. He's gonna be freaking rubbing on my shoulders at night.
He's gonna tell you to turn on the radio.
Yeah.
Turn on the radio.
I think he gets stage fright.
How can he get? Dude, he was a vice president to Obama.
Yeah,
Obama.
But you never heard of him when Obama was president. I mean, you heard of him, but because he was the vice president. But as far as him talking to the media and stuff like that, he was pretty much Obama doing all the talking.
Do you think Pence has been more upfront than Joe Biden was as vice president?
Sure.
Yes, yeah, I do believe that.
And what the hell's the deal with this? Well, never mind. I guess that'll be for another time.
What?
No, freaking Obama taking forever to endorse him.
There.
Yeah.
I was asked. I'm kidding.
I don't know. Yeah, like you say, that's a topic for another.
I am once again asking you to endorse the same guy that I told you not to trust.
No, didn't Obama say that he wasn't gonna endorse him? At the beginning, like way back.
That's what it sounds like.
I don't know. I think I faintly remember us talking about something like that.
Yeah, I think he literally told him he didn't want him to run for president, and that
like one of those like leaked audio or something.
Yeah, and that he wasn't gonna back him up. I don't know. I vaguely remember something like that.
I wouldn't be surprised, man. I mean, what the hell happened to him? 4 years ago, he was fine.
Maybe. I mean, age catches up to you really fast.
Dude, but that quick?
Believe me, I felt it when I hit 40.
Oh, you Uncle Joe now. Oh, I'm gonna change your what do you call it?
Uncle Joe.
Your profile picture from Hillary Clinton to creepy Uncle Joe.
Oh God,
man.
I'm doing that right now.
Jesus.
What about you? What about you, Tony? What do you think about this whole martial law situation? Think it'll come to it?
Yeah, I mean, no. I mean, I don't think like you guys said. I don't think Trump is able to do that.
Okay. Maybe. How about this? What if it's not as obvious as saying that it is martial law, but he's disguising it as something else?
Yeah, no, I mean, how is he gonna make it seem like it's not? I don't think that's gonna work here on martial law.
No. There's so many like I said, checks and balances to prevent any one person to do something like that.
Yeah. No.
It would take too much. Not only that, but the U.S. is like, we're so far spread out. I think that's one main reason why it hasn't happened here yet. Not only because, you know, the Constitution and everything like that, you know, it doesn't let the people in charge to do that in the first place, but like, look at like European countries, like they're so closely knit together and the countries are so small.
Right.
Like it's easier to take control and seize land. You get me?
Maybe at a local level, yes, it might happen. But then again, they run into problems with, you know, violating the Constitution and the rights.
Yeah, of course.
But maybe like you guys said, you know, well, I guess it is happening right now because everyone, like at night right here, everyone is like, the streets are empty.
Yeah.
Nobody's outside. So in a sense, it is kind of a martial law, like a light version of it.
Yeah, like someone says, communism light.
Yeah.
Or we should just say, what's the Con 1 or Con 1, something like that. DEFCON 1, yeah.
DEFCON 1.
We need 3 levels more to get insane.
Sir, we leave DEFCON 4. No, it's true. Yeah, no. Dono has a point. He does have a point because I mean, to a degree, it does feel like martial law. Because if you do go somewhere out of bounds, boom, you're immediately either arrested or you're gonna be fined.
Yeah.
You know, and you know, to have that kind of pressure put on you, I mean, it is kind of nerve-wracking to be like, you know, I have to stay 6 feet away from you. I have to make sure that I don't touch stuff that I'm not gonna. I need to make sure that I wipe my hands constantly to make sure that I don't bring it into my house. I need to make sure that, you know, all this stuff we clean it outside the house, stuff like that. You get me? And especially with all the stuff that you've seen on the news of, you know, freaking, you know, Amazon drivers freaking spitting on packages, people opening milk jugs. Man?
What the hell?
People opening milk jugs or groceries and spit on them, like that video that you sent, Moy. You know, a dude going there, people going into random groceries and, you know, and spitting all over the produce or spitting on over the meats. Like, what the fuck? Like, this shit has really brought out like
disgusting.
The most evil, disgusting people out there.
Yeah.
And you very damn well know that it only takes a few people to bring stuff up to the next level.
Like, right now, like just like Tono said, it seems like it's martial law. But if it starts getting out of hand completely because of its own citizens that are not, you know, being compliant with what the rules are.
Well, it's already been getting out of hand with all this process.
In my opinion, these are just the first couple of steps.
Exactly.
I mean, next thing you know, eventually it'll get worse than the protesters over here in Minnesota and all over the place. People will start. In my opinion, I mean, if it starts getting worse, they'll start raiding the places. Yeah. So then, by then, obviously, martial law will be declared officially.
Yeah, but I mean, I really don't know how that will work. It just seems
too many
like
moving parts.
It seems like a massive move from the government to
it wouldn't be nationwide.
Do that.
It would only be to the specific states or cities that are being, local.
Yeah, you're talking local.
It won't be, you know, on a macro level. It'll be micro.
Mm-hmm.
So like little by little, I would. Yeah. I mean, that's what I think. I mean, little by little, they're gonna start enforcing martial law here. You know, let's say martial law here in Los Angeles, martial law here in San Diego. And then eventually it'll get to Sacramento, San Francisco, and then Nevada, and then Las Vegas. You know, it'll just, you know, run. Well, yeah, probably. Yeah, one drop at a time. until eventually the whole pond is just complete.
Yeah. Well, that's when people need to really follow the orders and really, stay at home until all of this passes.
Yeah, because it only takes, like I said, a small portion of the population to really make shit hit the fan. Like, I'm surprised all the stuff, like, going back to 2016 and like with the whole alt-right and Antifa, like that made me feel like, fuck, like, are we on the verge?
It felt like it.
Yeah, it literally felt like boiling.
Yeah.
Like America's blood was boiling. But at the end, it was just a major cultural war that was happening. That's still going on. People are coming out of the woodworks and saying ridiculous things, and others that don't agree with it, and then other people that have, that make ridiculous claims. It just, I don't know. I think the fact that we become a little bit more aware of stuff that happens, like, politically, and how it affects us on a day-to-day basis, and how it literally trickles down, like, from the top, and how we've seen that it goes into education and into the workplace, stuff like that. Like, you're like, damn, like, if you don't speak up, you're like, by the time it gets to you, it's too late. Yeah. So don't go out and protest.
Just stay home, man.
Stay your ass in the house.
I don't know, but I mean, like, whenever I have to go out, I feel weird because I feel like, am I gonna get it when I come back, and I'm gonna spread it here in the house? Like, oh man, I feel weird going out, even touching everything.
Yeah. No, well, you should.
But I shouldn't feel like that.
No, I know, but at the same time, you should, because it's making you a little bit more self-conscious of, like, okay, when everything goes back to normal, now I know kind of like stuff to not do. Like, dude, one thing that I've noticed for sure is I touch my face a lot. Yeah. I literally touch my face so much, and after, like, once this, stuff got more serious, it made me realize, like, okay, I literally need to change my habits when it comes to that, or even like washing hands and how to properly do it, even how you're supposed to. You get me? I mean, I wash my hands every time I go to the restroom. Don't worry, guys. But I'm saying, like, when you, like, it says, like, oh, you really scrub it in, and hand sanitizer and all that stuff. So those are like the things that I'm gonna take with me once all this is over, if I make it out alive.
We will. Just follow the rules.
Yeah. But
yeah, how I noticed that I haven't been touching my face. No. Oh. No, that I haven't been touching my face. My nails. My nails are long.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Would you do your nails get dirty or what?
No, because I tend to bite them, and now I have long nails. So that's a good thing.
Gotta go get yourself a mani.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know about that.
You see, and that's other things, like when it comes to food, like, typically I would, like, get them, or, like, let's say, when you get your produce and you get that bag.
Man, now it's a process.
Dude, no, seriously. You know what I used to do before? I used to kind of, like, get a little bit of freaking saliva from my thing and then open it easier. Now I'm like, oh my god, I was such a pig. I was such a fucking pig.
No, seriously. Now it's a process, because now you have to clean everything up.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. And, like, even getting the groceries, the cart, I'm like, oh my god, I'm like, ugh,
do you guys wear gloves?
Dirty. Yes, I wear gloves.
You do?
Well,
yeah.
Wait.
I don't know about wearing gloves, man.
I wear the gloves, and as soon as we get into the car, we toss them, and then we touch. ¿Cómo se llama? We get in the car.
Well, you see, that's the thing. You already contaminated everything else.
No, but, like, you put the stuff in the car.
Exactly.
Before you touch, like, the steering wheel and stuff, you take them off.
Yeah, but you touch the door.
Micro droplets.
Yeah, but you hand sanitize either way.
How?
with
the
hand
thing.
sanitizer.
I mean, that's the
I
thing.
have hand sanitizer right here. I'm touching it right now.
No, I know, but I mean, even if you wear gloves, you're contaminating everything that you're touching. Your food, the boxes, the fruits, everything.
Wearing gloves.
So what's
True.
the point of wearing gloves if you're gonna be contaminating everything? Even if you touch your face just for a little thing.
Honestly, the glove thing, I do it mostly because I know that we either, when we push the cart or something. You get me?
Mm-hmm. I'd rather not wear gloves and then just wash my hands more up.
Someone wants to go raw doggy.
Yeah. I don't know, but I just feel that it defeats the purpose.
No glove, no love.
Oh my god.
Yeah, but dude, there was a. Now that you say gloves, I saw a viejita lady. She had like the yellow latex ones, like like the ones that we use to like scrub the toilet and stuff. That's what she was wearing, like all the way up to like her elbow.
Hey, at least it's working.
Mm-hmm. So whatever makes it work, man.
Exactly.
When I go outside.
How about you, Moy? Do you wear gloves?
Nah, dude. I constantly sanitize or wash my hands.
You don't.
The
What
mask.
about the mask?
Yeah, I have a whole crop now.
Mm-hmm.
No, I did not hoard the store.
Ah, okay, good. Sounds like it.
I know the way you make it seem like I got a whole bunch.
Yummy, man.
For $5.99 each.
Like he said at the beginning. Hey, if you guys need toilet paper, I have plenty.
I know, dude. Moises, I actually
really?
think you're
No.
you're a hoarder now.
Seriously? No, I'm not a hoarder. I'm not a hoarder, guys.
Well, you said had plenty.
If you need N95, you know where I live. Okay.
We're gonna go raid your house.
Seriously. But
Oh god, no.
but
Please
bust
don't.
bust the purge of you.
Mm-hmm.
Oh god.
We know where to go.
Damn. Oh gosh.
We know where to go.
Oh man. I mean, I constantly wash my hands and sanitize. As far as the mask,
Yeah.
I do wear it out when I'm outside.
I think that-
because people actually tell you, "Where's your mask?" Dude, I went to go put
Yeah.
I went. To
You
go
are
put
publicly
gas,
shamed.
I went to go put gas.
That's another thing.
I went to the gas station. I was gonna put gas, and as soon as I stepped in, what did your mask? I'm like, I don't have one. I don't have it right now. You should put the mask on because you're gonna get me sick.
You look Chinese.
That's probably
A
why
little
they said it.
You're like a little bit darker and a little bit bigger among the waist. But you Chinese.
Moises is all the wrongs. He looks Chinese. He's black. He's discriminated by the Chinese. He's everything.
Moises, you got the low end of the stick, buddy. Remember when I used to tell you that you were no, yeah, you used to cry.
Yeah.
No, but when I used to tell you that you were adopted.
Shit.
What?
And my dumbass believed it, knowing that there was
my
a lot
God.
of pictures of me being born.
Mommy, was I adopted?
We got you.
Yes.
China. You're Filipino.
China.
China.
China virus. The Wuhan virus.
Oh, the Wuhan.
The Wu flu.
The Wu flu.
The Wu flu. Jesus.
Yeah, but I guess to end here, martial law in the United States, it would take a lot, like a whole military coup to do something like that.
Yeah. What about those
Imagine just freaking getting
those tanks
the
that
whole
everybody sees?
weapon.
The tanks that they see on the railroads and going south to San Diego and like in the middle of the country. I don't know if you guys seen these videos like that going
What do you
around.
mean? Go back. What?
Videos that
trains.
people put up on YouTube showing but the trains with with military equipment and all that stuff.
You didn't see that?
Oh, really? I didn't know that.
Seriously.
Yeah, you haven't?
Mm-mm.
Wow. Yeah, I mean, there's a bunch of videos like that. So, and all the time they say, oh, it's going down, we're preparing for martial law and all this stuff. I don't know, but
I'll believe it when I see it.
exactly.
This ain't martial law, Ryan.
Uh-huh.
Yes, martial law,
man. There are a lot of trains that are carrying military equipment. Actually, I'm looking at them right now. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it makes you think, because why is it that they're moving all of
From
this
one place to another
equipment around?
And it's not just
What's the purpose?
Your regular cargo train.
And the worst thing is that it happens like around these times when there's a lot of
no, yeah, you're right
in the country.
Yeah, that's another thing that I've noticed.
Yeah, like what?
It feels like for some reason, whenever it's like election year, like we just get more unusual activity than usual. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. You mean like military activity?
Yeah, like military activity or just stuff that's out of the ordinary.
Yeah.
Or stuff that that can stoke either more controversy or unsettle the general population. You get me?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Like lights on the sky, in the sky.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've seen a lot of those. Like, I think those are drones, like trying to play the people.
That's one thing that I hate now, because I feel like I can't even actually enjoy stuff like that anymore, because with all the drones, I'm like, it's probably just a drone.
Yeah, that's what it is, I think.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So I can't even get my tinfoil hat, because I'm like, yeah, it's probably just a drone.
Yeah. Oh, your alien experience abduction?
Yes, that actually happened.
Oh, you too?
I was there, dude. We were kids.
Oh,
maybe. I think I was like,
nah, dude, you were young.
A young teenager, if anything. Yeah, younger. Yeah, and Moy was definitely a kid.
Was a tween.
Yeah, a tween.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. Well, hey, you never know. So it did happen.
I'm telling you, it did happen.
You got probed.
I got probed.
Now I understand.
Really? Wait, how did we start making fun of me now?
I don't know.
I have no idea.
I don't know. Yeah, so...
Yeah, so... What's the final consensus? No martial law?
No.
Just martial law light?
Right?
DEFCON 0.5.
In my perspective,
yeah.
I think if it gets worse, it would come to that.
Right, so I think that's a wrap.
Yes.
And we will be back here soon.
That's true.
Hope you guys enjoyed another episode.
We're going to be keeping up with the content now. When time passes by, with all of this that's been going on. So,
yeah, it was just too much coronavirus. Yeah, we thought we at least would bring something else. It's related to coronavirus, but hopefully it's a little bit different, and it got you guys thinking, and hopefully talking.
Keep sanitizing, please. Keep sanitizing. Keep following the rules. Stay at home if you're sick, and just make the best of the situation.
We'll get through this. That's for sure.
Just try to stay safe out there, guys. Peace out.
Peace.
Bye.
Well, that's a wrap for another episode on The Five. Don't forget to click and subscribe to our YouTube channel and ring that notification bell so you can be notified for any new content.